What's up, everybody? Welcome to Prolific Creation Studios. My name is Kevin Michael Chong, and today we're going to be covering the basics of drums, drumming, the drum set, whatever you want to call it. We're doing that today. We're going to be specifically learning the names of the drums, how to hold the drumsticks, and what a metronome is and how to use it. Let's start with the names of the drums. I have a snare drum, a hi-hat, high tom, medium tom, floor tom, kick drum, crash cymbal on the left, right cymbal on the right. Very easy setup. If you're curious, I do have an 8-inch tom here on the left. I have a 10-inch splash in the middle and a 19-inch crash on the right. These are only to accessorize the kit. A traditional drum set typically would come with a 5-piece, and that means the shells, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you'd have to either get the hi-hat, the crash, and the right cymbal separately, or sometimes they also do come with the drum set. It all depends on the brand that you're purchasing. So that's pretty much it for the names of the drums. Memorize them, because anytime you're playing in a live setting, somebody will refer to each drum by their name. They'll say, give me the kick drum. If they only want the snare, they'll say, give me the snare, right? So on and so forth. As a drummer, it's your responsibility to know the parts of the drum set. So just take a little bit of time just to try to memorize it. Let's move on to holding the drumsticks. Here I have the Vic Firth Hickory American Classic 5A drumsticks, all right? I highly recommend, if you're learning how to play drums, get these 5As. You can get the Vic Firth 5A, Vader 5A, Regal Tip 5A, ProMark 5A. These are all different brands you can purchase. I personally like to use Vic Firth, so I have the 5As here. They're just standard and they feel and look great. There's different ways you can hold the drumstick, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna learn how to hold it match grip, okay? All that means is if you have your stick upside down, turn it 90 degrees. You have it 90 degrees, or you could also start at the end of the flag on the Vic Firth stick, both hands, right? And your index finger goes a little bit above that, but typically it'll look something like this, right? As you have that, you create the letter A, okay? If you're looking at it from the opposite direction towards me, people will see a letter V, right? You are using all 5 of your fingers to play, all right? Typically, this is the case for any part of the drums that you're playing. You're using all of them at one time. Now, there's different levels at which you can play the drums. There's a term for this called dynamics. Having dynamics is extremely important when learning how to play the drums, because as you mature in your drumming career, your drumming hobby, you want to be able to do both. If somebody says, play this groove very loud, be able to do so, but also be able to do that same groove very soft. You got to be able to use it correctly. If you're in a jazz club, obviously you're not going to play as loud, as strong as you would if you're playing in front of 50,000 people at a stadium. Again, you create the letter A, right? If you're moving around the drum set. One way that you could develop this too, I always teach my students to put the stick upside down and hit their forearm. And practice single strokes, which are simply right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doubles, which are right, right, left, left. I'm only doing this to demonstrate on the camera. Typically, I would walk around and play this way. It's really fun, and since your skin doesn't have that much bounce like the drums do, you are forced to play correctly to be able to get those double strokes to sound the way they're supposed to, all right? Now, let's move on to the metronome. The metronome is as important to you as knowing the names of the drums. It's your best friend, okay? You are the heartbeat of music, so you should be able to play with the metronome with no problem. Doesn't matter the tempo, as slow as 60 BPM, as fast as 240, okay? Why do I say that? In most professional settings, everybody uses the click, the metronome, the tempo. Here I have on my phone an app called Pro Metronome. Whether you have Android or iPhone, I have the tempo set here at 60 BPM. The subdivision is 1/8 notes, and all that means is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if I had it in quarter notes, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hear 60 BPM in 1/8 notes. Right? Now, if I put it to quarter notes, it would sound like this. Because there's more space in between the notes, you got to relax. You got to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible, that you are breathing. Make sure that your posture is also correct, that you're not slouching or hunching over. You want your back to be straight. This is all important and also contributes to how you will play the drums. All right. So the metronome, best friend. I can't stress it enough. If you are a drummer, practice with it every single day. It doesn't matter what you do. Start slow, 60 BPM. Once you got it, move up 10 BPM, 70. Okay, you got it at 70, move up to 80. Okay, if you get brave, go skip 20 and then go to 90, so on and so forth until you can play those grooves at the tempo at which you feel happy with, right? And also, if you're learning records or recordings, all these songs are already at a designated tempo. Learn them and try your best to follow along, play with it as best as you can. And in no time, you'll be able to play grooves and rhythms that you thought would never be possible. That's all I got for you guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. I invite you to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with your friends. And if you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to know, go ahead and drop a comment down below. And if not, well, we'll see you guys on the next video.